Hey there, this is Katherine Cartwright. Welcome. Today I am doing some Halloween projects today, and so I wanted to share. I got a couple of sets. I've got this video and I have another one coming out of some die sets from Recollections, which is at Michael's in the store and at michaels.com. I picked these up at my local store. They actually had a number of Halloween items this year, which was fun. So I picked up a few I thought I'd want to work with. I'm just going to show you how to do the moon. I really liked this die in there. I think this one's called Haunted House. So there's a haunted house, some bats, I think a couple of trees, and then these moon pieces. So I'm cutting out, there are two layers. There's the circle, and then there is the kind of outline of the moon to make it spooky if you want. And so I'm just going to cut these out and show you how they're doing. I'm sorry my camera is like super sensitive today. And zooming in and out, I guess I'm getting too close to it. It's very sensitive. So I apologize for that. So there's the white piece, and you can see there's kind of this notch that matches up with the gray piece. And then you can layer this together. So this set is all about layering if you want to. You can layer this moon together, and then you can layer the house, and there's some trees that you can layer in to create a scene. So I just wanted to show you how easy this moon is to put together. And I made some other moons too off camera with different colors. I did some gold and some gray, and just to kind of add a little bit of something to it, so you could make them look however you wanted to. So I cut a couple of these trees, and I'm going to start with some ink blending. I'm just using some distress ink. I've got some blues and some purples here. And this one is Faded Jeans. I've got Villainous Potion, or I might use Wilted Violet and Prize Ribbon. So just decided to go with kind of a blue theme here. So I'm using some Bristol Smooth cardstock, my favorite for ink blending. And I'm just going to kind of blend this around. And I'm going to have the blue more at the bottom. And then I'm going to do the purple, I should say, up at the top. I like to ink blend those together. You could do some different shading. You could use the moon. You could cut another piece of that moon and mask that off, and then you could kind of ink blend around the like a bright sky. Maybe use a green ink, a really bright green ink, and yellow to make kind of a spooky moon. So there's a lot you could do with this set. So I've got a lot of ideas. I just, like everybody else, don't have enough time to get them all on camera. But I did want to spend a few minutes with this because I thought it was really fun. And the price point was really, really good in store. When I picked mine up, very, very reasonable. And they all the dies cut great. I think I used every die in the set. I don't remember how many pieces are in there. It'll be I have the link in the description. Because like I say, they're in store and then also online. But I was just spending some time working on a few Halloween cards, so I wanted to share. So I'm just going back here and blending my blues together, and then that purple. I did use the Wilted Violet. I did not use Villainous Potion on this one. I thought about it, and so I'm just going back and forth and kind of ink blending, smoothing these out a little bit. They need a little bit more blending together, and I'm happy with that. And so then I wanted to do a little bit of ink blending on the moon. I've got Lost Shadow and Pumice Stone for my grays, and I started with the Lost Shadow, but it's really light. It's a little bit lighter than I wanted, so I'm going to end up adding in the Pumice Stone, which has a little bit more brown. It's a little more of a brown gray. Distress I don't have a favorite gray with them yet. I think that Lost Stone was a newer color that was released, but it's just not quite dark enough for me. So I'm still on the hunt for that perfect ink blended gray. But I'm going to take this other colors. I'm just looking through some other ones because I'm just trying to find that right shade. But I'm going to use the two of these colors, and I'm just going to ink blend these together on top of my house, hoping to make it look a little weathered, a little beat up. So you could use any kind of cardstock you wanted. You could make any color. You could do white, die cut in white, and then ink blend over it. I just had some gray cardstock on my craft table, and I decided to use that. And I'm just going to come back here with a little bit more of that pumice stone, which is a little more brown, and just kind of rough up my house, so to speak. Okay, So I've got my background blended and I want to add my house. I think it would be cute to add some yellow pieces of paper to the back of your house, so you could have kind of some spooky windows if you wanted to. You could go back and add them back in, or you could just take a little piece of paper and cut it to size and kind of fill in your windows. That would be pretty easy, as opposed to cutting them and putting them back in there. Although you could, it wouldn't take that long for sure, because it's a pretty small window, so to speak. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this onto my panel here, and then I've got my little trees too that I want to add in. And one of the trees has a little kind of gravestone at the bottom of it, so a fun little theme and a little cross, so a little spooky here. And you could make these any color you wanted to, of course. You could do some brown trees, but I thought the black would be a little spookier to go with our kind of spooky haunted house. Very, very cute. And I love the size of these. So these are made to layer on top of each other. You could certainly spread them out if you wanted to, but I made an A2 sized card, which is 4 1/4 by 5.5 finished card size. And so if you did a little bit larger card, maybe an I think A7, which is a 5 by 7 maybe. I get the sizes mixed up, but that's the next larger size up you could do. You could kind of spread these out. These would also work really well on a slimline card, and you could have a whole kind of grove of trees. So you could make a big scene with these. All right, so I'm just going to trim off the back of that tree because it's a little bit larger than my panel than I wanted. And so I want the kind of tree in the background. And now I've got my moon, and I did cut some of the little bats here, and I just used black for them as well. I wanted to do black glitter cardstock for the bats, but I couldn't find any. I think I've used up what black glitter cardstock I have, and so I wasn't able to do that. But you could use, any color you want to. So I've got this Happy Halloween stamp, which comes from another of the Recollections Halloween set. I got this a little bit ago, and then I picked up these dies later. And I'm just using some black ink here and stamping Happy Halloween. But that one had some pumpkins in it. I'll have another video for that one soon. So I've got a lot of Halloween going on in the craft space these days. And here's that stamp set you can see. I'll link that in the description too if you're interested. I added a little bit of foam to the back of my moon, and now I want to just add a few of these little bats, which are really cute. They're pretty small, and I know I want to put one in the moon, kind of flying by in the moon, and make him look a little bit spooky. Got these bats out there flying around on Halloween, looking for maybe some treats that they could grab, looking around being all spooky. Okay, so I'm going to add this third one here, and then I can finish layering this card. And I was thinking about putting it on the house, but I thought it was a little too much on there, and I wanted it more in the blue sky. So I decided to just keep it in the sky, flying around, looking for treats. Okay, so that is the panel. Very quick and easy, and again, completely customizable. With the dies, you could add any sentiment that you may have in your craft stash to finish it off. Okay, so I'm just adding a little bit of glue here, and I have a really bright yellow cardstock that I've had. It's just an old pack of yellow cardstock that I've had that I love to use for Halloween. I really wanted something to contrast the blue, and so I chose that, and then I chose to create a black card base to just kind of tie those colors together. So I'm just going to add a little bit more glue here to finish this off. So let me know if you, in the comments, if you have started any Halloween cards. Do you make Halloween cards? My children are grown, as a lot of you know, and off at school, so I don't have any trick-or-treaters anymore, but I still love to make Halloween cards and celebrate the season. And so let me know if you have started any Halloween cards. So again, I picked this up from Michael's Recollections brand. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.